Roland, you are ambassador for Lituania. You were yesterday here in Mexico at the Yom HaShoah, the Day of Remembrance of the Holocaust, with the Jewish community. How do you feel about it?
I think it was an amazing evening. It was an honor for me to be present together with local Jewish community. It's an important date. It's an important date for Lithuania in particular because during the World War II we lost almost all of our Jewish population.
95% of the Jewish
Something
population.
around 95%, so it's a big blow for us that we still have scars of that, and of course still I think miles for us to go to really understand how big damage was. And myself, for example, I learned just recently that my city where I was born and lived through my young adulthood was also mostly Jewish. And now, when I was living as I was a kid, I didn't see any single trace. You know that some years ago this city was Jewish. So for Lithuanians, Shoah is a very important occasion. It reminds us about our losses. It reminds us about how rich the Jewish culture was in Lithuania, and how much we miss it. And of course, remembering the past helps a lot to do the same in the future. So I think that's the most important thing. Understanding it, comprehending all this, even sometimes it seems unbelievable. I do remember one of the first memories as a kid. I remember I was looking through the books, and in Soviet time, Holocaust was not something which was explained in the detail. The word Holocaust was not used at all. So mainly what was claimed in historical books is that where the Soviet people were killed, you know, the anonymous Soviet people. But they were killed not because they were Soviet people, and it was not in the books. They were killed just for simple reason that they were Jews, and that's incredible. That's really very tragic. And I do remember myself. I saw that how it's possible that just 25 years before my birth, something like this could have happened. So it was unbelievable for me as a kid. It was difficult to understand how something like this, so dark, so tragic, so cruel, have taken place. And that's why Shoah is always a special date for me, and not just me, for a lot of people. It's we have a Marches of the Living in Lithuania organized by a civic community, and it's not just governmental initiative, it's people organizing themselves just to pay respect to the Lithuanian citizens who perished, and that's tragic, and it's very important to remember. And it was a very big honor for me to be a part of this commemoration. The performance which was shown, it was very creative. It's not easy to show these dark things.
Yes.
So I found the performance very convincing and very touching, and very delicate, very aesthetic, and very strong. So it was really a pleasure. I think it was a very well spent evening, and very emotionally deep.
You talk about a March of the Living that you do in Lithuania. What is exactly? Because we know the March of the Living that we do from Auschwitz, from Birkenau, that made with many Jews going all around. What is the one in Lithuania?
There is one which goes from Vilnius center to Paneriai, which is Poneriai. It's very close to Vilnius. That's a mass killing grave. Mostly Jews from Vilnius were killed. So that's, and then we have smaller ones like the people in Molėtai will go to the smaller city. They will organize and march there. And it's interesting that in Paneriai it was an initiative first of all by Jewish people to do this, but in Molėtai it's Lithuanians. Just not, they are not Jewish, they don't have Jewish relatives, they are not Jews,
yes.
They are Lithuanians, just going and to paying respect, marching as a living, to pay respect for these Lithuanian citizens who perished.
It's for what it happens in the Holocaust, it's for what it happens with Russia, with Soviet, with what, for what is the March of the Living, or it's just for the Holocaust?
It's
remember?
for Holocaust. It's just for Holocaust.
Alright, because you have also a museum, it's a new museum, for what I know, in Lithuania, the genocide, for remember the genocide victims, that you have also about the Holocaust, about under the Soviet pressure. What have you been in that museum? How is that museum? What?
I think it might be misnamed a little bit, calling it genocide, because most of it is still devoted to the atrocities by Soviets against Lithuanians. And Holocaust is just a small room there, so I think it's really, if it's genocide, it should be expanded. So you cannot. I think it's misnamed basically. So I think it should not. In my personal opinion, it's not like
very important
opinion. No, it's just my personal opinion. I think it should be misnamed. It's misnamed, so it should be changing its name sometime in the future. Because
or make a bigger place for the Holocaust.
Or it should be expanded, because I think it's just too small exhibition for the museum as such, devoted for Holocaust, and that's, I think, why genocide is not very appropriate word for this museum as all. So either you expand it and you really make a big part of it a Holocaust museum, and then you could name it genocide.
Is there a Jewish community, big, small, growing in Lithuania back?
Yes, we do have a Jewish community. Most of it is concentrated in Vilnius, the biggest part. Maybe I don't want to be mistaken, but close to 80% of the Jewish community is currently living in Vilnius. Some smaller cities also have smaller Jewish communities. There are a lot of nice initiatives in Lithuania. Synagogues being rebuilt. Some of them are state of the art. So there's very historical treasure, like wooden synagogues, which is very unique by all standards. And of course, there are still quite a number of the cemeteries to be taken care of, and we have a lot of nice initiatives even from Americans. I met a couple of rabbis organizing American students to go during the summer to understand the history and to take care of one of the, for example, cemeteries, Jewish cemeteries in Lithuania, because there is no one to take care of them, because relatives moved out, and of course you need to have municipality involved, and some municipalities are doing it, some they lack enough finances. So, but I find that more and more also the private people to come and to take care of this cemetery where their relatives were from. From the small village somewhere. So well-to-do people, they would go to Lithuania to find the place where their parents were living and their grandparents were buried, and they just invest themselves, to take care of this cemetery. So I think there are a lot of wonderful initiatives in Lithuania. Besides that, I would mention also, for example, tolerance centers. There are more than 100 tolerance centers all over Lithuania, just to remind us about Holocaust and to educate the younger people about Holocaust.
Curious that now you can take for that, you can use a synagogue in Mexico to rebuild the one in Lithuania.
Exactly.
Now you can use it. That one was built in Mexico and you were there.
Exactly.
How was your impression? What did you know about it?
I didn't know much, and I discovered it because it's non-existent in Šiauliai. But it's what's very interesting to see someone like this in Mexico, knowing that that's a copy of something which existed before 1940s.
We're talking about the synagogue in Justo Sierra, no? Yeah? What was your impression when you saw it? You came and you went there.
Yeah, it's amazing. It was very beautiful, it was very touchy, and it was a very interesting place to be.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this interview. Thank you for your words. And we hope the Jewish community in Lithuania grows and expands how it was before the war.
Thank you.
Thank you.